Alright, so finally we got the kit for Rumani, and sadly, as we were expecting, it is really bad. This is an easy skip for most people. I would recommend not even pulling. It's a not limited character that maybe is good for PvP. You all know I don't talk about PvP, but when it comes to PvE, she is at the level of Clay and Bay. That is how bad it is, alright? Sadly, Shift Up keeps releasing these characters from time to time. It's a pity, but it's what it is. Let's talk a little bit about her kit, and let's talk about why these characters should not be the norm. Because some people in the comments on Twitter, let me see if I can find it. There is a couple, right? I'm not going to be going finding all of them, but there is a couple that say that not all Nickes need to be S tier, shaking my head commanders. So, I agree with this. Not every character should be S tier or whatever you want to consider like the higher echelon in the tier list, but every character should be usable. And Nike never was the case. In Nike, we have a lot of characters from my tier list personally, right? The moment you go into T2, and let me make this smaller, the moment you go into T2, you can ignore all of these characters. You can ignore half of the roster right now, basically, because they are not usable. The only characters 2.5 and 3 you will never use. Characters in T2 you might use if you don't have all the characters, if your roster is small, because you have no other alternative. But nowadays there is no reason to be using almost any of these units. There is a couple for raids that might get some usage, but again, that's still going away because we're getting more and more units above, as you can see, so there is no reason. So when people say not every character should be a tier, I agree, but every character should be usable in raids. If you're going to make your game elemental based and you're gonna be releasing elemental characters that are dog shit, then it's bad design. I should be able to use the characters that I want, the DPSs that I want on raids, and still be able to get a decent score. I'm not talking about competing top 100 using only T2 characters, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you should be able to get a decent score, decent teams that can actually perform well and not be absolutely disgusting when it comes to your final score, while also maintaining the characters that are stronger, that are the meta ones. Of course, there's going to be always a difference. But releasing characters like Clayambe, releasing characters like now Rumani, makes no sense compared to so many other gachas that actually make the characters usable. But it is what it is. It's Shift Up, it's their game, not ours. We're just here to complain and to play. So let's talk a little bit about Rumani, what's going on with her kit. After this small rant at the beginning, as usual, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. We're going to be pulling for Rumani live Core 7, and of course my own pulls as well. We'll be doing Core 7 for Scarrow, my pulls, and the Gaper will be viewer pulls as usual. So, let's talk about this. She's from Nepenthe, which is the squad from Folk 1, and I believe someone else. Who is on the squad? Is it Epinel or I'm tripping, guys? I know there is a third character in the squad, I just don't remember who it is. So yes, it is Epinel, Folk 1, and now we're getting also Rumani. Something I don't like is that her skills are called Muscle Up, Muscle Time, and Almighty Muscle, but she's not a muscle mommy. She's a gym rat, right? But look at those arms, okay? I'm just saying, like, I would be happy if we get a real muscle mommy. And a good example of a muscle mommy is actually a Beowulf, for example, from Girls Frontline, okay? Now, if we were to get something like this, right, I will be happy. I will be a happy guy. Now, I hope this comes into Girls Frontline too, but enough ranting about that. Let's go into her kit specifically and what's going on here, okay? Enough ranting. Defender, B1, rocket launcher, fire, 20 seconds, at least it's 20 seconds. Base stats when it comes to her damage, charge time, and how many bullets she has. Not gonna talk about that. Let's talk directly about her kit, because that's where the important stuff is. Her kit is kind of nice. Her kit is kind of useless for PvE, and again, I'm gonna be focusing on PvE because that's what I do. I don't do PvP, I don't care about PvP. So first of all, skill 1 activates when attacking with full charge, affects self, muscle up, max HP increased by 3%, stacking up to 5 times, lasting for 2 seconds. And then activating when hitting a target with full charge during full burst time, affects the target, taunt for 5 seconds. Every time you see a taunter, at least she is not AoE taunt, so she will be able to survive probably. But when you see a taunter without heals, it's already kind of useless for PvE. This is a passive skill. A skill 2 muscle times is also a passive skill, and activates when hitting a target's part for 5 times, affecting all allies, increasing damage to parts by 10%. There is barely any reason to be bringing a character that increases damage to parts while she's providing nothing else for the team. If she was providing something else, maybe. In fact, the only other thing she's providing is on her burst. Once again, 20 seconds, and as you can see, not only she increases her own max HP by 15%, but she also increases normal attack damage multiplier by 10%. I'm curious to see this normal attack damage multiplier and how it's going to work and what characters can benefit from this more than others, because this could be like her only redeeming quality, this multiplier right here. We'll see how strong this is. It's a 10% only, it's a new type. Is this a new type of multiplier? I don't remember seeing this on any other characters, but I might be tripping. There is way too many units right now in the game, so do let me know. And then for herself, she gets a damage taken reduced by 20%. So like I was saying, for PvP, probably she's gonna be good. I saw people saying she's gonna be great for that. I don't care about PvP. I don't do PvP in gachas. PvP in gachas is stupid. It's always going to be pay to win. There is no way of making it balanced or actually enjoyable, in my opinion, right? In my opinion. But when it comes to her PvE kit, she's just not good. Also, when it comes to her person animation, I would say it's pretty good, but it's not worth going for 4 copies. 4 copies on a character is too much. Too much. Now, her shooting pose is pretty good. It's a pity that, considering she's a gym girl, her ass is quite bad in contrast to something like Marciana, for example, which they have similar kind of pants, right? But you see Marciana, and that's pretty good, and then you see RUMANI, and it's kind of lacking a little bit. Just saying, to be a gym rat, she has no muscles anywhere, okay? Just saying. Now her burst, pretty good. She's an influencer, of course, on the gym, taking selfies. Hey, stop taking selfies on the gym, you selfish bastards, alright? That said, not worth going for 4 copies. In fact, not even worth going for 1 copy. I'm gonna be honest, there is no reason for you before anniversary to be pulling for this character. Quincy and Phantom had usage. Quincy is really strong, and Phantom is the only great and overall character you can use for everything when it comes to Elysion, right? But then you go to RUMANI, and she is a Tetra character, once again, that provides almost no utility for your team outside of this normal attack damage multiplier, which is a 10%. We'll see how strong that is or not. But yeah, I'm gonna be pulling because I'm a gambling addict and I collect all the characters. My opinion, you should not be pulling or spending money on this character. It's not worth it. She looks amazing, but it's not limited. Put her on your wishlist when the event is done. Now that said, that's gonna be it for this video. Just a short one talking about her kit and how bad it is. Do let me know your opinion, guys, on her, and if you're gonna be pulling for her, how many resources you're willing to put aside for RUMANI before anniversary. That said, thank you to my Petros for making this content possible. Love you all, bossos. Good luck with your pool dinner needs. I'll see you on the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。